Here's your daily market review for Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max of eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great day. OPEX, CHOPEX. Interesting day going into PPI data tomorrow. Not really much follow through in the up move yesterday with the CPI. Yeah, the market is not really strong in my opinion, but certain names holding it up. It's getting a little interesting out there. Seeing some action all over the place that's kind of hit or miss. You have some strength in some pockets, some weakness in other pockets. Either way, whatever you're doing, please, for the love of God, if you're long the market, roll up your stops. If you're short, define your risk, and just be aware that this market going into the FOMC meeting, NVIDIA has their big investor meeting next week. Who knows? Again, in my opinion, the market is topping out based on the leaders. If they're topping, again, we'll go through the semiconductor, some of the tech names, because they look like they're going to get a little what I would call dangerous. I don't know, scary. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Link to the Discord room, description below. If you have any questions about real estate, please reach out. If you need to find an agent anywhere in the country, I have an amazing network of agents that I speak to constantly that help people find, sell real estate, especially investment stuff. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Being in the EXP network, here to help. So all that stuff is in the description. If you want to chat, again, use the Calendly link. Hit me up and we can talk. Check out my website, thetradingagent.com, Marcus account. Got your links to everything. Stock, investment, broker, interactive brokers. Again, I don't think Schwab's going to survive. Get your recommended reading. If you use the links below, I think I make a whopping 3 cents or something as a affiliate. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it on YouTube. Again, I'm doing live chats all the time. And then also follow on the Twitter, letter X, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, if you're not following Justin Pulitzer, he's a good follow as well. All right, we know nothing going on next week. It was 1% earlier this morning. What are we at? 1%. Yeah, nothing happened. Bitcoin, got to give it credit where it's credit's due, holding up incredibly well. I just like to refresh the double check. Yeah, I mean, that's climbing the wall of worry. Oil, chopping around. We talked about the short interest on oil. Near term, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it blasted out, and that's what really screws up maybe the market inflation. Because again, the Feds are kind of anticipating it's not. Natural gas, we talked about yesterday. I would not be surprised if it got down into the 160s. And look, there we are, baby. KOLD, not a bad area. We'll get into that trade here shortly. All right, jump into it. The dollar holding the back test of the trend line so far. We'll see. I mean, again, we talked about this holding this 27 area, keep an eye on it. Bond auctions, not so hot. Again, I don't know why you want to be buying bonds here, but here we go. Could rates be going higher? I don't know. Right now, we're channel surfing down after a big bounce. Yeah, just keep it simple, stupid. The VIX, again, during OPEX, CHOPEX, FLOPEX. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's probably going to get down to that 1358. I mean, that's my guess. VIXine, chopping around. VIX, it's interesting, holding up pretty well today. Just keeping an eye on that. All right, SPY. I spy with one eye. Riding the lightning, as we call this, riding the upper trend bound, channel bound. I've said this, watch the 8 and 10 day. Until that breaks, it's really hard to get silly bearish. QQQ, I mean, look at this, 20 day, same kind of thing. It's out of the channel. I mean, I guess you could draw it multiple ways. Like, watch this. I mean, I was debating this earlier today, just kind of tinkering with it. I mean, it's channels within channels within channels. IWM popped, flopped. Again, I think this would be breaking out, but this looks like the top up here, y'all. QQQ, same thing. Looks like it's topped out. DIA holding up pretty well. Again, it's only 30 stocks. Gold. All right, drops yesterday, bouncing back on lighter volume. You know, again, I've said this, the best time to buy this will be when the Feds pivot. Doesn't mean it can't go higher near term. Again, it's really it's tough to trust with silver, and miners just kind of lagging. Silver had a nice little update today, taking out the highs, but it's still in this range. I mean, if you zoom out, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, silver should be at 28, not 22. It's lagging, has me a little nervous. But again, it's one of those things. I'm going to wait till it's the most obvious. I don't want to chase, because I've said this before with miners. silver, all this stuff, it kind of gets crushed. Not kind of, it does get crushed if the market gets crushed. The VIX explodes. GDX, same thing. I mean, the miners get stuck and they get pulled down in the market. Gold's usually, again, it's its own separate entity, but the miners, for some reason, silver, they just beat the shiznit out of it. AEM, holding up pretty well. But again, if you zoom out on most of these names, it's all big choppy, sloppy. Chop zones. Chop, chop. Newmont, we've talked about this. It was channeling down. This should be in like the 70s. Watch the channel low. I mean, again, the V bottoms, we'll see. I mean, you got little double bottoms, double tops. It just looks like sloppy, choppy action. Whatever you do, be careful. Taiwan semi. Again, this makes 0 sense how this is even in the 140s. I thought this would be at 40 versus 140s. That's the top. Now you're just chopping around. Watch the 8 and 10 day. Macron. Everyone says it's going to break out when you zoom out. I'm like, oh, yeah. It looks like a trap. Keep an eye on it. And then that nervous voice is, we'll see. Getting both 8 and 10 day. AM Dizzle. Everybody got bullish on stock twits and was like, you got to be kidding. And again, we talked about the bounce actually yesterday. If you had the reference from the channel, man, what a close right on it. I mean, that's the top. It's just a matter of whether we retest, chop around, or just get burned. NVIDIA, same thing. Here's the top. It's just a matter of whether we retest. Could we run up to 1,000 to like squeeze some people? That wouldn't surprise me because NVIDIA is a special little beast. Super microcomputer, SMCI. I mean, this one, again, I talked about this one. The market cap on this one isn't extraordinarily crazy. So, I mean, and again, I think this thing could get squeezed a lot more. But the market starts peeling like an onion. It's clearly not going anywhere. Intel starts popping. Everyone gets all excited, and it's like, gives it back. SMH, again, clear as day to me. Top is in. Top is in. Top is just whether you get a bounce, chop, or retest. Adobe going into earnings. Man, tomorrow is almost Thursday. Interesting. Trying to get to that 100-day. I mean, I'd be watching the 590, 600 layer. Apple. I mean, Apple's a dog. Got some please. Needs a flea medicine. I mean, I know there's a lot of lines. There is a lot of lines. But watching the 170 area. Amazonians. Amazon had the Bezos. Holding up pretty well. Again, watching the 20-day. Meta. Again, I'm impressed this thing even got up where it did. But watching the 20-day, another one of those 20-day watchers. CRM, 20-day watcher. Watch the 20-day. I'm a wheel watcher. If you know a song, that stupid little song jingles from. Google. Obviously, Gemini, not so unbiased. Coming back into the channel, we said watch the 20-day. I'd be keeping an eye on this thing. Because, again, you have, check this out. I have some like references up here. Maybe 143. That would be interesting. Microsoft, man, this thing just cannot get through the 415 whatever plus area. Keep an eye on that. NDAQ again looks juicy for a double topper. MicroStrategy. We talked about it. If it took out this highs, it's going higher. Well, it took it out. Man, look at the gap and go. Just if you own this, I mean, this gives you, again, you need oxygen if you're going to fly at this altitude. This kind of action is not sustainable. This doesn't mean, but it doesn't mean it can't go to, like, again, say we're in the stratosphere. I mean, you can get off the planet completely. You could get out in space. Who knows? I mean, maybe 2000s. Netflix, chop around. Again, just be careful with MicroStrategy. Raise your stop. Roblox, we talked about this one being poo since the 47 area. Pan W, not surprisingly. Man, I really want to see this trend line. This is a Pelosi buy. You know what happens to Pelosi. I mean, when she buys the stock anticipating cybersecurity issues, it's like, when are they coming? It's not if. It's just when. Good old Tesla gets a sweet downgrade today. Riding back down to the channel low. 10 cuidado. Again, I mean, I'm sorry. That one's just ugly. Leave it alone. Airbnb holding up. Got to give it credit. I mean, I don't trust Airbnb, but whatever. Costco gaps down on earnings. Watching the 20-day retest, rechop. Good old Starbucks. You know, you would think a global growth indicator like Starbucks, which is putting stores in everywhere in the world, would be just doing amazing if the economy's great. No, it's making new lows. Federal Express. We talked about this one bouncing. I mean, man, you got a 2-day range up here now, 258 and change. I would watch that one because if that fails, Failure to launch. Caterpillar holding up pretty damn well. I'd be watching this mid 330s. It seems to be holding up. Nucor. Talked about this being a whole lot of fake breakout, nothing. Look at letter X. I told y'all, be careful. Shorten it, be careful. Buy it, whatever you want to do. What do we say? They're not going to get it bought by Nippon Steel. And then what? Here you go. Keep an eye on that. Because again, I think there's bidders. I just don't know what price. So keep an eye on it. I mean, it goes to show you. We talked about Nippon was not going to be able to buy them. And I didn't even have to see the news. I'm assuming that's what that was. I didn't have a chance. But we talked about it. Like U.S. steel selling out to Japanese steel. Talked about. But there's probably other buyers. VALE. Just after post. Div. Arrow. Got to give it credit. It looks like it's trying to break out. This copper name. Keep an eye on it. Maybe watch and see. CCJ, we talked about, oh gosh, has to hold the 40s. Ooh, has to hold the 200 day. Ooh, getting nervous, man. Again, we talk about double tops. And again, I like commodities long term. They're my favorite sector. But if there's global growth issues, like credit issues, demand will pull these stocks back down. CF, Mosaic, they all look very similar. All very similar. Very similar. Chopping around. NTR. Chopping around. Chop, chop. AA, Aeron. Here you go. I mean, none of these names look particularly strong. XLF. Got to give it credit due. I'm amazed this is getting up in these higher levels. It's interesting action, though. If you look at the 10-minute at the close, it's made some big ass donkey volume up here. We'll see. Be careful. That's all I can say on that one. Again, I mean, I love financial shorts because they're the ones who are going to hold all the bags. So they're going to be the ones holding all the bags. JPMO holding up. Morgan Stanley holding up. Bank of America holding up. Kind of curious about Goldman. We talked about this 395 level, chopping around, but it's just pretty wild. Look at KRE, junior banks, just yawn. All right, just be careful. Again, I mean, that's why you define your risk, because this is what happens. Like something like this could happen. Look at XBI. Like it's like, oh, we're gonna break out. We're going to gives it right back. See that all of the time. Solar stuff, as we talked about, started dogging lately, which is interesting as oil rises. Sedge. These names look like crap. But again, if oil starts pumping, do not be surprised if you hear chatter about good old solar, ENPH, chop, chop, First Solar, chop, chop. Again, watch the levels. HYG, in my opinion, you got to be crazier than heck to buy that stuff right now. Oil, getting interesting here, right? Look at this. Like, are we going to break out? UNG, we talked about this not surprisingly going to pull back because it's a deteriorating monkey. Here you go. Again, I don't really fill gaps on it, but this is where we talk about the KOLD, right? Check this out. Keep an eye on multi-day range. I'd be watching the 155 plus area. XOP, there we go. We talked about needed some oomph after this doji. Okay. Roll up your stops. I mean, it looks like a winning trade for now. ExxonMobil, talked about this yesterday. People looked like some call action on it. Again, not the most pretty close, but I'd keep an eye on it. Again, Occidental, big chop range. Chop, chop, fizz, fizz. Relief it is. CVE finally going? Question mark. There we go. Again, roll up your stops. 10 Cuidado. Valero. Look at this. Wow. Big gap. Now, is this a gap and go breakout? Because if it is, you could run this. I mean, this is a big chop zone. Once you break out to new highs, if it's not a trap, this thing could get cooked. But if it's going, it's going. I mean, MPC confirming it. Look at this. Like, it's making new highs. Looking strong. EQT had, I mean, they're buying out midstream partners. I can't remember. I like this one down, lower prices. And last but not least, the Flex LNG. I think we'll be natural gas exporters. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Always here. Again, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate, you need help with this, please do not be shy. Take 30 minutes, click on the link. Let's schedule something to chat, because I'm telling you right now, if you're not, I don't know what you're doing. Please don't stick yourself with some mediocre agent, get stuck, be hurt, do something wrong, miss out on maximizing out on all of your potential capital in your biggest assets. Do not treat your house like a toy. Get a professional to help you out, whether you're buying, listing, or looking to purchase investment properties. I'm telling you, right, there's going to be deals. And if you're aware of it and you know how to work the market, just like trading, you're going to benefit big time. All right. Have a great night. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.